3 rules to immediately increase your win rate in League of Legends. Without those 3 things, you will have a very hard time in climbing, and you will have generally a hard time in the game and at improving at the game. But with following these 3 very easy and very effective steps, you will be able to improve with every single game, and therefore climb way faster and reach the rank you always wanted to reach. What is up, my name is Mario, I am a Platinum player, and today I have 3 simple steps for you to immediately improve at League of Legends. And make sure to stick around for all 3 of those rules, of those tips, because the last one, the third one, will be the most important one. You don't want to miss out on this important rule, and we will dive right into it with rule number 1. The first rule is turning off all chat in the options. How you do this is you press escape when you're in game. You can do this in the practice tool, or you can do it in a real game. It doesn't matter. You press escape, go to the interface, you scroll down until you are at the chat section, and then this will be enabled, and you just disable the all chat. So you will not be able to type in the all chat. Right now it works because I'm in a practice tool, but in a normal game it wouldn't work. And also you can't read the message from other people who are typing in the all chat. And why this is so important is because the all chat doesn't matter. What is written in the normal chat might be important, because you can type flash timers, or you can type with your jungler. You can for example, say, try to level 3 gank top. I will let the wave crush to my tower, so he can gank. Stuff like this, it's very important, or miscalls or something like this. That's very, very good, but in all chat there will never be important information, so you don't try and type something with your enemies, and also don't read what they type, it doesn't matter. Also, if you catch yourself tilting or being toxic in the chat, you can even turn off the allied chat. What I like to do is I like to turn it on, so I can write some important stuff, but if someone is toxic, I go ahead here in the tab section and I mute this player. So if someone is toxic, I just mute him. Sometimes I catch myself being toxic in the chat, and then there is a point where I disable even the allied chat, because it's not good. It's not good for you, and it's not good for your teammates. So it's better, before you're toxic, it's better you disable the allied chat as well. So yeah, definitely turn off this chat. Also, if you catch yourself being toxic, also turn off this chat, and that's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is to not follow bad calls of your teammates. Maybe you know the situation, you see a teammate engaging on a fight where you actually don't want to be, but then you start engaging with him because you want to help him, so you don't want to get flamed for not helping him. But this is actually pretty bad, because it's a bad call and you shouldn't follow it, and he shouldn't follow it either. But when he does it, there's nothing you can do, you just let him die. But the worst thing you could do is follow those bad calls, and it doesn't matter if it's a call of 1 person or if 4 people follow that call. If you think it's not a good call, you should just not do it. Even if 4 people go for a Baron and you feel like it's a bad Baron call, you shouldn't be there. So here is the most important thing: to look out for yourself and to always try to do the best thing in every situation. So don't follow bad calls. That doesn't matter if it's your jungler, if it's 1 person, or if it's your whole team who is following a bad call. If you feel like you shouldn't be in this situation, don't go into this situation. So really respect yourself and look out for yourself, play for yourself, and you will end up in a lot of times you may get flamed by your team, but this doesn't matter. You can mute them, as I said before. Just mute them, or just don't respond at all. It doesn't. It makes no sense. But overall, you will die less, and then you will have more impact on the other stages of the game. So if you die less in situations where you shouldn't be there, you are actually preparing more better situations for the future of the game. So that's what you want to do with that. Alright? And the last one and the most important one, rule number 3, is play to improve. So don't play to win, play to improve. A lot of people make the mistake, they play to win, they want to win, and they feel bad when they lose, or they tilt when they lose, and the only thing they actually want to do in this game is to win the game. But this is actually not a good spot to be in, because when you just want to win the game and you tilt when you lose, it's not good, because if you have 50% win rate, you have 50% chance of losing the game. So you have 50% chance of tilting or of being mad at yourself or at your team. So by going into the mindset of playing to improve, you can learn from every situation. You can learn from the early game, you can learn from the mid game, you can learn from the late game. You can learn if your team is bad, you can learn if your team is good, and you can learn from pretty much every situation. You can improve with every game. You just really need the mindset of playing to improve rather than playing to win. Because by playing to improve, you will use every situation, even the ones where you wouldn't care at all, because sometimes we get sloppy, sometimes we don't track the enemy jungler, for example. I am a top lane main, so there a lot of times on top lane it's about the enemy jungler and where the enemy jungler is, and sometimes I catch myself overextending the lane when I don't know where the enemy jungler is. But those are the situations where you want to improve, where you ask yourself, okay, what can I do now to improve? If I don't know where the enemy jungler is, what can I do now to spot him? Where can I put a ward? Do I have a ward? What can I else do than push the lane? Could I push the wave out and then go back? Maybe I can take a recall, or maybe the enemy will push to me anyways. Maybe I can try to fight him so he will push the wave, or just something like this. So instead of just blindly going into situations where you actually shouldn't be just because you want the win, you should in every situation of the game you should be of course you should be in a winner's mindset, but you should be in an improving mindset. So you should always ask yourself, what can I do right now to improve? And also after every death and after every, let's say, bad gank, or after every situation where you end up in a bad spot, you can ask yourself, okay, what can I do better next time I'm in the situation? And so you can learn from every death, you can learn from every dive, you can learn from everything. And this is so important, because if you really play like this, if you do this in every game, you will improve immediately. You will improve so much, and you will become your own coach. And that's what's so important, because you know yourself better than anybody else, so you are also the person who can help yourself better than anybody else. So you should be the person, you should be your own coach, you should be the person who tells you what you need to do in order to improve, and you should also be the person putting the work in to getting better with every game. And with this you will win way more games, your win rate will improve, you will start climbing, and yeah, reach the rank you always wanted to reach. Okay, these were the 3 rules that boost your win rate, and if you learned anything from these 3 rules, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Also comment down below and let me know what your elo is, because that's really nice to know. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell next to it so you won't miss any upcoming videos, because this year I dedicate myself to help you guys to get better at League of Legends. But for now I'm tuning out and see you guys. Bye bye.